Hey, what's up, Grainger? James with Rowe-Thrush here in the Diode LED booth 771 at the 2026 Grainger show here with Hassan. How are you doing today?
James, I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing great. We're at day 2, so how's the show been going for you?
I mean, it's just the energy is palpable. 6,700 customers on the end users is fantastic. I heard a statistic that 60% of the folks that are actually here are first-time attendees, which is amazing.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of bringing a lot of energy and interest into new products, and you can kind of feel it in the room. And I think there's a lot of opportunity here for suppliers like ourselves to really benefit from the opportunity within Grainger.
Excellent. Good to hear, and yeah, I can't agree any more with you on that too. So tell us a little bit about who Diode LED is, what it is that you guys do.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're Diode LED. We're the largest provider of low voltage linear lighting in North America. We do tens of millions of linear feet. We're based out of Reno, Nevada, over a 250,000 square foot production facility and growing. 2 large facilities there with our headquarters, just 45 minutes north of Lake Tahoe. And yeah, so it's hard to overstate how different that makes us to basically have our domestic manufacturing presence and our capability set. And I think that's really how we serve the MRO space dramatically well. We stock a ton of inventory, we're able to quick ship, and we have some of the best products in the industry in the category, and I think we fill frankly, a rather large gap within the Grainger portfolio, and that's one of the reasons that our partnership has been so strong very early on with Grainger.
Oh yeah. And also, you guys have field resources available too for the Grainger sales force.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're running and gunning. We're on the ground. So
Yes.
We like to basically get involved. We like to, once sellers or end user customers bring us opportunities, we are there. We want to really understand what those needs are and address them as quickly as possible. And the beauty of our optionality and portfolio is that we have whatever you need in a line of light to be able to address whatever's going on in, frankly, almost all the different verticals, whether you think hospitality or commercial, through industrial, even into manufacturing. Some of our larger projects are in manufacturing where you wouldn't think that discreting a small line of light could yield such benefits on safety, egress, simplicity of basically the facilities team being able to interact in their facility, just putting lighting in the right application area. So just tons of opportunity across the Grainger option.
In my home garage, my toolbox, I have a hutch, and I have your LED tape light on the hutch to shine down on my workbench. And it's a great application. Plug it in, really cool solution.
Yeah, something as simple as that. So those little applications all the way scaled up to huge coves and thousands of foot runs across entire hotel rooms and commercial buildings. So there's just such a diversity of applications that we can talk about.
So speaking of, let's talk about some of your products and the applications.
Sure, absolutely. So I think one of the main products that's worth highlighting is our Retrofit Kit. So this was also, I guess, a relative gap that we understood within Grainger. When you talk about fluorescent tubes, a lot of folks, fluorescents are going the way of the dodo. Everyone sort of knows that. So what the immediate option was moving to an LED tube, right? But if you think of fluorescent tubes as sort of the Ford Model T of lighting, essentially the first car, then replacing that with an LED tube bulb is basically putting rims on a Ford Model T. But now we're in kind of the Tesla new, I don't know if I can use brand association there, but we're in basically the new technology age of this. So we have a retrofit kit that we brought to market because we saw that sort of gap of offering in the catalog. It's fully selectable for lumen output, so you can change basically the lumen outputs as you need, and selectable for color temperature, so 3 different color temperatures. Now, to achieve this in sort of a bulb scenario, you can imagine the amount of SKUs you would have to be able to just address that.
Oh yeah.
And we've been to dozens, if not hundreds of facilities, teams' closets, and you can just understand the assortment of SKUs that they wish they could get rid of half basically what they have to be able to address all their lighting needs on the property. It's fully magnetic, so you're seeing that in the video here. So it basically just goes thunk, thunk, thunk. So very quick install.
Quick and easy.
Cuts your energy usage by roughly half. It's DLC listed, so in all of your rebate-friendly locations, you're going to be able to instantly qualify for the rebate. All that's worked through the Grainger Energy Services team that makes it extremely simple, and when you need help with install, but it's meant to be very DIY friendly. Roughly 6 to 7 minutes, you could basically retrofit an entire fixture, cut your energy costs in half, minimize your SKU usage, all in one simple to use system that bypasses all of the failure modes inherent in the previous system or technology that you had. Like I said, anything in a line of light and discreting small lighting, it's the fastest growing category in all of lighting is basically linear light. So when you can take small form factors and basically apply them to a different channel or application that you need across your facility, it's extremely efficient. So, you know, to get a 16-foot run or a 100-foot run into an area, usually you would have to use, you can imagine the amount of effort it takes to get a big bulky fixture that we had to deal with for the last 20 years plus. When you're able to put a 100-foot spool, you know, in the size of a small pizza box that gets to site, but is going to have the quality that you would expect in sort of a higher end, or not just a higher end, but a commercial level offering, that's when you go to basically any of our systems. So we have indoor rated, outdoor rated, RGBW options, basically anything that you could want. We have the longest warranties in the industry, so I go to a lot of facilities teams, I'm like, where did you get your lighting from if you're already deploying some of this lighting? Usually they use, you know, a company by the name of, that has an A word in it, and we'll say, great, you turned it on, you bought it, it turned it on, it looked great for about 6 months, and then it crapped out on you. It's exactly what happened. We have some of the longest warranties in the industry, 10 years plus, on all of our flagship products, so not our back of catalog stuff. It's hard to overstate how different that makes us. We're really planting our flag in the industry, in the MRO space, that's saying we're truly doing something different. So when it comes to the reliability and the service level that you expect out of Grainger, that's what makes this partnership so strong, because that's how seriously we take our expectations of our customers. Just a huge offering in terms of linear tape and flexible indoor and outdoor components.
Now you got some other products back here on this board here?
Yes, so this is our Lanier family, so indoor is obviously a huge application, and also outdoor. These are going to be our IP65, IP67 rated. That's sort of technical jargon for, it's basically going to protect itself from water ingress and dust ingress for the most part, but also have a very premium feel and aesthetic, which is critical, especially in outdoor applications.
Yeah.
The other benefit here is that in many ways, you can imagine that this will work perfectly fine in indoor as well. So if you were to pop this up into a cove, you just have this beautifully diffused line of light.
Yeah, and you're seeing more and more of that nowadays everywhere, not only in hospitality, property management, healthcare, but you're seeing it in tons of applications.
Absolutely. I mean, go into any major metro and you'll see basically a city skyline that's got every building that you can imagine, healthcare, government buildings, commercial buildings, and each one will have some sort of geometrically framed situation or putting lighting on the outdoor. And that's really to sort of signal, kind of, not necessarily competitively, but really to put yourself out there, your brand, your building, sort of really claim ownership and create some visual interest around your building. To be able to have color changing options. So if you're hosting guests or you're hosting different folks who care about the different colors that you want, or, you know, it's Pink Ribbon Month and you want to kind of really signal to that, or Christmas or holidays, things like that. Yeah. Just a ton of options that allows you to create that diversity in your aesthetic.
Did you have anything else you wanted to cover?
One last thing that I think is very worthwhile, specifically very sort of tuned on the hospitality side, but certainly commercial, but I think worth noting. We have a mirror kit that we've come out with. So when we talked about the retrofit kits and the fluorescence and the issues that you have inherent in troffers and 2x2, 2x4 troffers, T5, T8s, T12s, well, there was a bevy of mirrors that got installed over the last 10 years as lighting and backlighting mirrors became very common. They were all using fluorescent tubes that were having the same issues with failure, that we've basically solved in having a line of light that is basically one product that is able to basically frame the entire mirror, removing all of the different failure modes of those bulbs in one simple to use kit. So if you're out there in a hospitality seller that's basically using mirrors and lighting for mirrors, it's basically a slam dunk.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, and you do see a lot of this in hotels nowadays, so
100%.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. Thank you, Hassan, so much.
James, thank you.
And thank you for stopping by the Diode LED booth.